Smile. No.
Smile, I'll do a screenshot. Everybody wave, I'll do a screenshot.
Look at Mario.
Gotcha. Woo!
Okay, so before we get started, does anyone have anything they want to say right off the bat on how they're doing this month or want to share anything?
You can all unmute yourselves if you want to say something.
Unmute yourself and jump right in the pool.
No one?
Can I just give a shout out?
Yeah.
To Brooke, who is surpassing like all expectations. The girl is at 20 SC points as of today. 20.
Oh my God.
I mean, she is blowing it out of the water. And in the last week, she has signed up for discount by our coaches.
Woo! Brooke, you're killing it.
So she is like literally killing it.
Now, this is the girl that private messaged me the first week of February saying she felt really behind. She wasn't feeling good. There was stuff going on.
Well, she made up for that.
Right?
And I'm like, don't worry about it, hon. It's all about sharing your journey. Post about it. Have fun with it. So, my God, it's awesome.
Yeah. It just goes to show you it can change just like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she works full time.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point.
And has a young child.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything? No.
All right then.
I have a tendency to move fast. So I just want to pause. Let silence be okay. See if anyone unmutes themselves. Okay. All right. So what Shannon and I want to do tonight is we could have easily posted this video, and some of you guys saw it maybe I think 4 months ago or so when we posted it for another team cup we had. We could have easily just posted this video and say, come on, you guys, go for those, last few days of the month. But a lot happens this time of the month when you're in a team cup, or in general, when your goal is to hit Success Club 5, or you have a goal and things are just not, going your way. You have a tendency subconsciously to kind of talk yourself out of hitting your goal and say, oh, there's always next month. And you just have your whole body just kind of shifts out of gear on your momentum and your focus and everything, all the hard work you've done, which is, it's just what we do sometimes. So what we want to do is we want you guys to pretend that today is February 1st. And you don't have 8 days left of the month. You have a whole month left to start getting your Success Club points, okay? We want you to feel that kind of at ease feeling, all right, yeah, this is my month, like you were a couple weeks back when we had our first meeting. And we're gonna look at this video. They're going to be sharing with you about, it's the last week of the month, and if you haven't hit your Success Club point goal, here are some ideas and tips that you can do to get your points, your last minute points of the month as opposed to just checking out and giving up. Okay. Now, what I might do, and I'm not sure, I want to see how the videotape goes. I want this to be a working thing. All right. I don't really want you to sit there and just listen to it. And then when it's done, we say, what do you think? And then no one's going to answer anything because I know it. It's late. Instead, what I want to do is for every point that they go through, I just want to pause the video and I just want you guys to write down what that action step is to do, because they're going to give us maybe 5 different things to do, so that when we're done with this video, you're going to have everything listed out, and maybe we can have some conversation around it, or maybe because we had you write everything out, it's triggering in your mind someone that you talked to 2 weeks ago that was totally difficult, and now we can talk about it as a group, as to giving you some ideas on how to bring that person over to get started. We're going to post this video. It's only 7 minutes long, guys. It's not even long. in the group page for you guys to refer back to, of course, but we wanted to make sure we kind of all watched it as a team. So have your pens and papers ready. And I'm going to do a shared screen. So hang on.
And really seriously, write down these notes. Don't say to yourself, oh, I'll just watch this video later.
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So let's get started with tip 1.
Of the month and you haven't hit the last week of the month and you haven't hit Success Club yet. So we're going to talk about a few tips to help you make that push for Success Club. I'm Pat Reelman. I'm a 2-time elite coach, and I'm here with Kelly Hanner, who is also an elite coach. We're going to share a couple of our best practices for the last week of the month. The first thing we want to talk about is follow-up, mass follow-ups, going into your inbox and picking up some of those conversations that hit a dead end. So, Kelly, why don't you share one of your follow-ups you usually use that has some good success?
So this is something that I share if somebody leaves me hanging. So if I presented the opportunity to them to join a challenge group and I haven't heard back from them, what I'll typically say is I'll say, hey, Jen, I know you're interested in joining the group I'm starting. The group's starting up soon. I held a spot for you. Are you still going to join, or should I give it up to someone else?
Love that. Okay, so this is something similar. I'll say, hey, a group of us are moving forward with the challenge. A lot of times it's a 21-day challenge, I'll say. I wanted to make sure you didn't get left out by mistake. Are you still interested in joining us? Or if we've already talked about their why, the reason they were interested in joining the group, I'll end with saying, are you still serious about, and then talk about what we had talked about previously. So that's follow-up. The next thing we want to
Okay, so you guys can hear me still, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I don't want you guys to feel that you have to write verbatim what his script was, because this thing is only 7 minutes long, actually 7:59, and you're going to have the recording. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him and her say it again. And instead of writing down the script, I want you guys to think back of your month on who you're having conversations with, and write down either that person's name that comes to mind that you want to use this idea with, and you can even label this as like idea 1. Okay, so let's just listen to it again. And if you have your computer open and you want to go to your Facebook and kind of look real quick through your private messages or maybe an event page that you had, we'll give you a few minutes to do that as well. Okay, so we're going to play her again first.
He leaves me hanging. So
usually use that has some good success.
So this is something that I share if somebody leaves me hanging. So if I presented the opportunity to them to join a challenge group and I haven't heard back from them, what I'll typically say is I'll say, hey, Jen, I know you're interested in joining the group I'm starting. The group's starting up soon. I held a spot for you. Are you still going to join, or should I give it up to someone else?
Love that. Okay, so this is something similar. I'll say, hey, a group of us are moving forward with the challenge. A lot of times it's a 21-day challenge, I'll say. I wanted to make sure you didn't get left out by mistake. Are you still interested in joining us? Or if we've already talked about their why, the reason they were interested in joining the group, I'll end with saying, are you still serious about, and then talk about what we had talked about previously. So that's follow-ups. The next thing we want to
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a second to kind of write down if there's anyone's name in particular. Look at your Facebook page. We'll just give you like 2 or 3 minutes. This is more or less just to get your mind thinking about when we hang up the phone, where you're going to be going for this follow-up idea. And then make a notation in your notes that it's the first tip on the video. Again, the video is only 7 minutes and 59 seconds, so it's not going to be hard to follow it through. You can unmute yourself if anyone has any questions too. Just always do that. Don't feel you have to be told to do it or anything. Okay, we'll give you 1 more minute and then we'll go to suggestion tip number 2. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Talk about is incentives. So what are some of the things you do to incentivize your customers to make sure that they want to order before the end of the month?
So something I'll do is I might post like a promotion when I'm posting about a challenge group. And so if I post about the challenge group, I'll put in the very last paragraph that if you sign up by a certain date, that I will throw in either like a foam roller, which you can buy for about $8 off from eBay, or I'll send them a free ebook that I could order off from Amazon, or maybe even like a sample of E&E. Another thing I'll do as well is I'll reach out to people who have had interest in a challenge group in the past, and I'll say, hey, you know, if you sign up by a certain time, I'll send you a free foam roller. You know, are you interested in joining and taking advantage of this opportunity?
Right. Another thing you can do is ask for referrals. So maybe some of the people that have already committed to start your challenge group, you could ask them if they know anyone that would be interested in joining them in a 21-day challenge or in the challenge group. Do you do something like that with referrals as well?
Yeah, totally. And it works. You know, sometimes somebody knows a couple of people and a couple of people can turn into gold.
It's happened more than once for me, for sure. Okay, so then.
Okay, so with that, what I wanted to have you do, to take a minute while I'm talking over this, and Shannon, if you want to add anything, write down some ideas of giveaways. If you like this idea, maybe not for this round, maybe for a future idea. I'm all about low budget, so I love buying those sample boxes of E&E, or you know, your Shakeology box packets, or right now they have the performance line on samples too, sample packets, because it's a double whammy. It's a double win, because you buy that under your husband or your partner or your second business center, and you're getting volume that's returning some money back for you from that purchase. In addition to, you are now having samples to try to turn that around to be commissioned from a challenge pack. Anything on that about the gifts idea, Shannon?
Yeah. Kelly Perrin, I know you wanted to give away a 3-day refresh. This would not be the kind of incentive that you want to give that away. That needs to be something more like what we talked about. But incentives, like Julie said, something doable, like, because you're going to have, maybe you have 5 people that you want to send this incentive to. So you want to make sure it's not going to be expensive to mail it. So a packet of Shakeology with one of these books. Can you see it? One of these books. And I send those you can get like a packet of 10 of those for like $8 or $9 or something like that. So, and then maybe a recipe calendar just printed out. And that costs you like $2.50 to send to somebody, and it's really inexpensive. So that would be a good incentive. But what I want to add, if you're sending somebody an incentive like a Shakeology cup or a packet of Shakeology or a packet of Energize and Hydrate, maybe you're going to send them each a packet of that. Don't just send the packet. Send a note. Send some more information, like every time you order something from the performance line, you get a booklet about, I think I've got one right here, a booklet about the performance line. So don't throw those away, save them. You get these every time you get something from the performance line. even if I'm on HD for 2 things on the performance line. I'm on Home Direct. So I get these all the time. I give them out with packets, and you got to send a note, with your website, and you've got to make your own labels. So I don't know, Julie, what do you think?
Yeah, and in Shannon put it down in her files, and I had done this for a Shakeology letter, one for customers and one for non-customers, and it says you personalize it. It's under files in both our team pages, and it's telling you how to mix it, and then it tells you if you're a customer, you would go to teambeachbody.com, log in for more information on recipe ideas, and if you're a non-customer, it has a different language for that. So you definitely want to personalize it and make it look professional.
Yes.
Okay, so referrals. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. I've done it in a few different ways. Just maybe a post that I'm posting, and at the end, discreetly, I'll just say, if this is not of interest for you, but someone who may be interested, you can feel free. It's like you're giving them permission to share. So the language is like, feel free to share it. It's not a problem. You know what I mean? Like kind of saying it that way instead of saying, share my post with your friends and family. That sounds a little desperate, Another thing that I've done is when I'm private messaging people and they just flat out said no, like, I've already done everything I could. It's just like, not now. I'm like, that's fine. That I'm always running these every month. I said, but here's a link to my event page. So feel free to share this with any of your family or friends in case they may be interested or they may be ready to get started on their journey. So that's helped generate a few interest or referrals my way as well. Okay. So definitely with referrals, that's a great idea.
Oh, and when you send something out to somebody, follow up to make sure they received it. In about a week, follow up to make sure they received it.
Yeah, definitely have a list of who you're mailing things out to, especially if you mail them out a lot.
Yeah, we mail a lot of stuff, Julie. So yes.
I know. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments or something maybe you've done with referrals? Just unmute.
I actually, I'd say last month maybe I had one based on a referral. So like this, at the end of last month in our challenge group, because we had such an amazing group of women in there, like we made a post all about referrals. Like that was one of our main posts at the end of our group. And I have to just say that this month, from the new customers I've gotten, 3 have been referrals from those girls in the group last month.
Do you want to share that on our page?
Yeah. So Maury,
and I actually, one of the girls from last month, she just sent me 2 more contacts today to reach out to.
Wow.
So that particular girl, I'm sending her a Fix8 cookbook. Like you know what I mean? Like that's 3 people. So that's why she's getting something. But I like the idea of the cookbook. And I also like the idea of the Shakeology canister.
Yes.
So, and I know Brooke and Lisa kind of do some of that stuff too, as far as the cookbook and the canister and stuff like that, and samples, like you said. But it works. Those referrals, y'all, don't be afraid to ask your customers.
Yeah, that's awesome, Mari, and thanks for sharing that. And I just want to kind of say something a little forward thinking on that. You guys don't, if you do something and you got success from it, like, be a dumper and share it. I mean, just copy and paste, say, you guys, this is what I wrote and I got a referral and I got 3 of them. Here's what I wrote. You know what I mean? So seriously, share everything that's working for you. You don't have to wait. You don't have to ask permission. This is all about us continuing to share what works for us. Cause that's awesome, Mari. And that would be a good start for people who've never referred or asked for referrals before, to have at least a script to kind of know what sounds good to say, to change it up.
I can go back in our group from last month and actually copy and paste that post that we did so you guys can see it, and I'll put it up on the team page.
Yeah, put it in the team cup and then also in Proactive.
Okay.
Shannon can pull it from there to put it with her other coaches who are not doing the team cup.
Okay.
Thanks, Maury. That's great. Lisa.
Go ahead, Lisa.
There you go, Lisa. Oops. Okay, go girl.
The other spot that I have had, and I actually think I've done it before, is posting in my closed ongoing group of my current customers. and, letting them know of what events are coming up down the road. And if, they've been really happy and have had fun with the groups and enjoyed the support, to have them pass it along to any friends or family or anyone that might be interested. And then if they've given me names of people or connected me to people, I have told them, if that's great, thank you very much. And if this, person goes ahead and follows through and signs up and whatnot, then I send them a little, maybe like a $5 or a $10 gift card to like Old Navy, with a little note just thanking them, because I like doing, something like Old Navy because they can get, a pair of socks or like a new workout tank or something like that.
Amazon.com.
Yeah, or Amazon, things like that. So just nice, a nice little incentive for them too, and for them to feel appreciated for referring someone else.
I like your idea of on the online group having a featured post that says what events are coming up, just to kind of highlight that that's something that's generated every month.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't see everyone because it's a shared screen, but just unmute yourself. I'll wait like a few seconds if anybody has anything to share or add or questions. Everyone's still there, right? I can't see. I only see 4 people on here. Okay. All right, we're going on.
The last thing we want to talk about is something to post on your social media. So one of the things I try to do is, instead of posting, hey, here's a challenge coming up, you should do this, here's a link to my website, it's more personal. And I try to be vulnerable too and say, hey, I'm starting this challenge with a bunch of people and I need help staying accountable. I'd love for you to join me and we can keep each other on track. If that's something you're interested in, like the comment or comment below or shoot me a message. And then that way they know that it's not something I'm trying to sell. This is something that I want to do with them together. And then everyone that likes my comment, I message them and say, hey, thanks for liking my comment. Would you like some more information about the challenge?
And then something I do is I'll share either my own photos or clients' photos or one of my coaches' photos, and I'll try to get like an emotional response from people by saying something like, are you sick and tired of rummaging through your closet and find nothing to wear? My girl, Cindy, had the same thing, and she actually finally got results, and she's happy with herself, and she feels confident when she puts on a bathing suit. And so I'll give some kind of call to action at the end, message me if you're interested in joining my next challenge so you can feel confident this bikini season. And then what I'll do as well is if somebody likes it, if I post on Facebook and somebody even just likes it and they don't message me, I'll go ahead and reach out to them as well, because you never know, they might have just been a little timid and afraid to actually reach out.
Definitely. So one other thing that what you could do with this video is, if you're jotting down notes and taking some of these tips, is to post it in your coach group and say, hey guys, these are some of the things that I'm thinking about doing this last week of the month to hit Success Club or get that next point or the next challenge pack sale. So then ask them, what are some of the tips that you guys have on top of this that you guys are doing to make that push for Success Club as well? That'll get some conversation going. Not only will you get some more ideas, but you'll give some ideas to the rest of the team.
Which is what we're doing.
Another thing to do in your team, if you have a downline or a big organization, is to reach out to your team and incentivize them. So what are some of the things that you do, Kelly, with your team that try to help them push for Success Club?
So something I'll do is I'll look in my back office in the sponsorship drill down, and anybody who's really close to hitting the mark, I'll reach out to anybody and just message them with a group message. And basically, I let them know that I've had my eye on them, I'm really proud of them, and I want to give them an extra push. So the next thing I'll do is I'll provide my own personal tip and encourage them to provide their own personal tips for what they do to hit Success Club. And then I'll also say, hey, the first person who hits Success Club out of this group, I'll send you a free team t-shirt. Or maybe, any of you who actually hit Success Club, I'll send you 2 packets of E&E, one for you and one for one of your clients.
Awesome. Yeah, and with my personally sponsored coaches, anytime they hit Success Club, they get a personal development book of their choice, which is nice now. Like there's quite a few of them now that know that they don't have to buy a personal development book every month. They know it's coming from me because they're hitting Success Club every month, which is a nice incentive for them too. So the last thing we want to talk about is, why is Success Club so important? So what are some of the things that you've noticed in your business, Kelly, with your coaches, and why you think it's such an important thing to shoot for?
Well, shooting for Success Club creates consistency in your business. You know, always hitting Success Club means that you're always helping people. And not only are you helping people, but you're also helping your bank account too. So if you're always hitting Success Club, you can rely on a consistent paycheck.
And then the last thing I'll say is, if you're hitting Success Club every month, that means you're getting at least 3 people committed to a challenge pack, and they're getting results and getting healthier. And if you want to have a successful Beachbody business, you have to have good coaches that want to join you and do this alongside you. And the only way you're going to find good coaches that want to do this with you is if they love the products. And if you're plugging people into a challenge group consistently every month, it's inevitable that you're going to find some good coaches that want to join you, which is going to make this a lot more fun, and it's going to help your bottom line as well. So I hope that helps, guys. Comment below if you have any questions, and we'll get back to it.
All right. So I just went ahead and took it to the end because the tips were kind of done. It was then focusing on your coaches and stuff like that. So what do you guys think? I want you guys to, some people to just unmute and share your thoughts. What are you thinking? Did you get any ideas from this? Was this good? Was this bad? Waste of time? All the above. Patrice, what'd you think?
Want me to unmute you? I'll get it. I'm going to unmute her for you. Hang on.
It was good information. I've seen this video before. So definitely good information for me. What I'll be working on is follow-ups. I have about 5 people that I've been in touch with that hopefully will be able to close the deal before the month. But that's probably where I'll be focusing for the rest of February, is in the follow-ups.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Patrice. Anybody else? Andrea? Fowler? Bueller? You want me? You got her on mute?
I'll comment.
You got
There
it.
you go. There you go.
Who's on?
Can you-
Me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I never know if these work or not. Pretty much follow-ups. I like the referrals. That's worked for me before. I really like the part about, I've heard a lot of girls in school this last week saying, oh, nothing fits. I'm going to have to get my fat pants out. And so I can post something about that, about the closet. So I kind of like that one too. So that, you know, just listening to what other people are saying. So it's kind of nice. Just, you know what I mean? If you're listening to other people and how they're talking, and it's like, okay, if I'm in this small group and I'm hearing that, it's happening everywhere else too. So you never know what's going to affect everybody. So yeah.
Right. Thanks, Andrea.
Yep.
Anybody else? I'm not going to like call people. I'm just trying to get some people to talk.
I'll talk.
Okay. Hi, April.
Hi. Well, I started off so strong. And then I got everybody all set in their group, and they started, you know, needing me, and I started needing to take care of myself and actually, you know, do the program. And so I kind of stopped inviting. And I was using a few other ways, like some emailing and things like that. And you guys have it down. I mean, I wasted my time doing the emails, because really just following up with people, putting it out there, you know, once or twice a day in a different way, like not always like join my challenge group or, you know, share my page, but just like, you know, all the little things like recipes and sharing your dogs, and just being consistent with that is what really just, I don't even have to do anything but that, and they they're calling me, you know, they're asking me for the information. So I had a big push the last 3 days doing that, and I'm hoping that I can catch up to, you know, to the end of the month and get them in there now. Just
Right. Well, what you learned, April, is that to work this business and to be successful with it, you really shouldn't feel like that you're working it separate. Like there's a separate effort to work this business, and then you do your workout, and then you post a couple times here or there. It really is just sharing your journey in every aspect of it. And that alone is inviting people, because then because they're seeing you work out all the time, they're seeing you post your recipes or using the containers or whatever it is you're doing. Then when you say, I'm running a challenge group, a 21-day fix, everyone's like, oh, that's right, I've been seeing that. That's what you've been doing? Yeah, I need to fit into my pants, whatever. Then it's like everything just kind of snowballs from there. Another thing too is make sure you watch that that video I asked everyone to watch last week. Gary V. I don't know his last name. Yeah, I don't like swearing, so I had to kind of like really get through his thing. But amazing stuff on how to be successful in, as he puts it, today's world and not the world that we grew up in. And one of the key things he says, he goes, how many people rush home to look at their email? Or how many people during the day rush to pick up, you know, what is their email? They're on their phone. They're on social media, Instagram, Facebook. And that's where we need to be when we are communicating and sharing our story, you know? So I would definitely watch his video. He has awesome, like, you know, drop bucket ideas and just like a reality check on what our approach should be in building this business. But I think what's great, I mean, you're doing everything right. She's like been a coach for a month. You're learning. You learn that you don't work this business separate as a business. You work it in conjunction in sharing your journey, and that's working your business.
And you don't work it alone. You know, that's why we have success partners. That's why we have teams, because no one should ever try to go off and do it by themselves, because you're not going to make it happen.
And that's why I keep on trying to push you and Mary together to do stuff in the clubs. You have 8 freaking clubs.
Yeah.
So many things you guys could be doing. So maybe on Friday in our one-on-one, we could talk about some of those ideas, you know.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Okay. So anything else for Success Club? Because I do just have like a question for you guys, and I'm looking for your input. Anything else on Success Club? And you guys was this helpful? I mean, as Patrice says, you know, we all kind of seen this before, but what we're learning, if you are in trainings and always trying to jump into these miscellaneous stuff that are going on with upline coaches, you're seeing that these Zoom calls are not just talk back and forth. They're really starting to make these like a work time, you know, like when we do things together, where we find some follow-ups and we take a few minutes and we're all on screen and we're just doing our work. So someone could say, hey, so this person said this, we're on the job doing this. You know,
it's like a classroom.
It's like really making these things more valuable. I thought using this and breaking it apart and having a chat option, I think I want to do more of that. I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to find those great videos, because not all the time can you, in my level, until I hit probably 5-star, can I get those big elites to come and talk to our team. But they have amazing videos out there that we can still learn from and discuss around. So I definitely plan on doing that. And if you're a diamond or above, you should be doing that idea with your coaches too, because smaller is good too. Good team building.
Lisa Folkers has a question, but before that, Lisa, I unmuted you just a second. You know, like Julie said, we've all probably seen that video before, but you know what? I didn't remember, or I just took some more notes because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that's what they said, you know? So if you see a video just once, guaranteed when you watch it again, you're going to get more out of it. For sure, a training video. Lisa, go ahead.
Hey guys, so I guess it's a coach etiquette question. I got a referral from one of my challengers that wants to join my challenge group because her friend's getting great results, and 2 of her friends are in my group, so she wants to be in my group. And then I emailed her some information. She said, oh, I need to check on something because I promised someone at the Y that I would buy Shakeology from them. but I want to be in your group. But I don't want to go back on my word and not buy from her. So how do you handle that? Do you suggest that, do I go, well, I don't want you to go back on your word either. Maybe later I can put you in the group, and then later I would ask that you switch me to your coach. Like, how do you?
I think if someone, I mean, I'll just jump in. If someone else has that situation, definitely chime in too. Kind of been in that situation before. And
I don't want to devalue me, what she's getting in me.
Well, it's not about you right now. Your first question to her is, that's great that you have a coach. I'm sure your coach is running challenge groups, and you can hop into her group so she can, mentor and support your journey. Right? Because that's what all of us coaches are supposed to be doing. We know what's going to come back in her answer, but you've got to put that out there as assuming. And then if she comes back to you and say, well, not really, my coach really doesn't do anything, then you have, every right to let her know that, I would love for you to be in my challenge group, but this is how I'm able to afford to do these for free. People buy from my website and I don't have to charge them anything more. My time is theirs for $7.24, and you go into your value as you're talking about, and let her decide, and if she ends up saying where my coach doesn't do anything, really a coach should not feel bad if someone decides you, because you're inspiring them. At the end of the day, it's about these people getting healthy and fit. But you won't feel bad as long as you turn it around first and say, that's great, be positive. You have a coach, that's awesome. I'm sure she's running challenge groups. Hook up with her challenge group. I'm sure she wants to support your journey, right? Because who knows, right?
And she may not even have that person as a coach. She may not even have a coach. It just may be somebody that has spoken to her about Shakeology.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
So you absolutely need to absolutely find out first, because it's etiquette. Yeah.
You just ask questions and okay.
At the end of the day, she'll end up being your customer, but at least you'll feel good about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you won't be doing something behind someone else's back, that kind of silly stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Did that help, Lisa? Good. All right.
Okay. Any other, before I ask my question to you guys, any other, anything else about Success Club this month? Anything you want to share?
You guys are all rock stars, by the way.
Okay, one real fast questions. So Mary is, I don't think she's ran all of the challenge groups that I am so anxious to be part of. And she said that it would be fine for me to sort of ask to jump in on any groups. And I kind of planned out a couple months ahead so that I know where I'm going. Should I ask other, you guys to get in on a group with you with my people, or do I just?
Yeah, I think what you want to do, just being so new, I know that you're in Eternal Fit right now because you made Emerald so fast, but give yourself an opportunity, and I'm sure everyone here will agree, to bond and network with Proactive Team and Team Synergy, your core initial team. So if you have an idea, it's like you would post in Team Proactive, hey guys, I'm a new coach and I saw on Team Eternal Fit that someone's doing a Shakeology, blah, blah, blah. I would love to do this. Does anybody want to team up? Because you never know.
Okay.
Right now, people are thinking about what they're going to be doing for March, or maybe some people aren't, and they should be, but it's just because they're focusing on the Team Cup. So it's a great opportunity to go ahead and roll that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I think, April, after a couple times of you doing that, you're just going to know that, okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more confident. So you don't feel so new going to Eternal Fit, bigger umbrella of people, of a team.
Okay. Thank you.
Julie, I love how you just totally called everybody out on March planning. I'm like, oh, that was a quick little dig in there. I wonder if everybody caught that.
I always say with love.
I've already got my March plan, so I'm good.
And you know what? This leads me to my next question. My next question is about coach incentives. I'm kind of, about coach incentive. Coaches, like the part in the video where the two of them said that if their coaches hit Success Club, they will give them this or they will give them that. Early on in Team Proactive, I thought that was a good idea. And I used to He says, do that. Anyone who hits Success Club 5, you know, you'll get this or you'll get that. And it's almost like I felt that's not really a big incentive for coaches, because the incentive is learning how to get to incentive 5 and continuing to, you know, have those one-on-ones and trainings and I don't know, helping them find their niche.
Right.
You know, whenever I, you know, for someone to think they're going to get this or they're going to get that, I don't know. Do you guys feel that if you had an incentive that you would get a personal development if you hit Success Club 5? Now, these would be coaches, Ruby and under, not dimes and above. If you had an incentive prize, that would be something of a little push for you, more excitement, add to the fun factor. I mean, let me know your take on that. Just on me.
You want diamonds to not answer this question, or
no? Because diamonds and above should be doing this for their coaches or whatever they decide to do for their coaches. This is for your personally sponsored coaches who are not yet diamonds.
Right. Emeralds are below.
Okay. Well,
rubies.
I think it's a good idea personally. I like the incentive idea. I like recognition. I love when somebody does something that's just outstanding, any small success, whether it's big or small. I feel like no matter what point they're at in their business, they should have acknowledgement for it. Whether they're 15-star diamond or just starting and haven't even hit emerald yet. I just feel like everybody loves having that recognition no matter what point they're at. I feel like
that's different than an incentive. That's
well, I kind of group them together though, because when you have that incentive, then you kind of like have in the back of your head is somebody trying to get to that point to maybe get that little pat on the back. So you're like, okay, now I have something to work towards. But then once they get there and they end up being at diamond, then it comes more about the incentive part goes away a little bit, but then it's more about recognition, and they learn how to do that for their coaches that are under them.
Right. So the part, yeah, we all totally agree with you on the recognition. I think that's why we talked about that in our diamond, star diamond, for us to do more of that. I'm guilty too of that. But the thing that I'm talking about that backfired on me is when I did give an incentive for people to hit Success Club 5, and I didn't really think it was a motivator. You know, when I did it back then, it's a different team now, and it could be different. But I like to hear from you guys who are not, you know, who's maybe struggle with Success Club or work hard all month. Do you feel getting like something, a tangible gift for hitting it as a recognition of the month, so to say? Is that something that would add to your motivation to work?
And you know, Beachbody gives us those incentives for hitting Success Club 5 and 10. We get free stuff. We get stuff that other people will never get, like our interview with Jen Sincero. I mean, things like that. And we get bobbleheads, and we get blankets like this one. And so we already get incentives for hitting Success Club. But
this is some special, like, yeah, from us. And I guess to rephrase that wrong when I said to work. A lot of coaches give their coaches a special gift from them for hitting Success Club, because it's a reward back to you for keeping on track with your business, helping so many people, and just having your goal in spot on. And the incentives that you get are things that are going to help you continue to build your business, like personal development, or wear and shares, or whatever it may be. So
we want to hear from you guys. What are you thinking? Because if you don't talk to us, we don't know.
And I want to hear from Lisa to find out what it is that she's looking for. Lisa, do you hear me? Stall? Yeah.
Stall?
No, I would love to actually hear, because let's see, of my group, I know that Abby, who's muted still, she works for food. It costs me a pizza every now and then to get her to do a couple extra things. But no, I'd really like to know and be happy to even think about, you know, getting together my whole team as a little group. I know we've got a BOSU workshop coming up. So that was even another thing, just to be able to have that bonding in that group setting to get together. So yeah, give me ideas.
Yeah, well, you know what, just as Heidi was talking, you guys really listen to this part. I guess my hesitation in doing it is this. When you're part of a team and you're working hard to build your business, it doesn't work for everybody. Some people struggle more than others, and they're doing what they can. They're still trying to find their niche. And all of that is stressful enough. To then have an incentive of the month for people who hit Success Club and just feeling almost like you failed again because you didn't get that prize. That, I think, now as we're talking about this, I think that's why I kind of backed out. I don't want something that's going to be, that we give you, going to be for people who are still struggling and needing help and trying to work hard the way they can to feel like they didn't succeed at something else that month.
You know what? That happened exactly the same way for me, Julie, a couple of years ago when I tried to do the same thing. So yes, I agree with you.
Do you guys agree?
I'll say something.
Yes.
Since you're wanting it. I could definitely see both sides of the coin here. And, my first thought is, well, yeah, I mean, it's fun to get stuff and to get recognized, for doing really well. But at the same time, it's like Dean Cut months, I always feel like, like if you want to do really well and you want to get that tier 1 prize, and then you're right there at the tier 1, and then you're really trying to push to get to that tier 2, and you feel that little bit of extra pressure on you. So I can see that happening with monthly incentives, within the group. But, I also think it's motivating too if you have that little extra push to help you along the way. Maybe it's something that, this is open for conversation, where maybe you don't do it every month, where it's kind of like a special thing every once in a while, where anybody who hits Success Club 5, in April gets a professional development book, and then maybe you take a month or 2 off, and then you announce it again in another month or 2, and it's, wear and share the next month or something like that, just so that people do feel like they're being, I guess, rewarded in some way, more than just we already are from, corporate whenever you hit Success Club, because, I mean, that's a pretty awesome gift in itself. 1 month we got all 3 P90X series. I mean, that was like almost $300 worth of product just for, essentially doing your job. So, that's just another little piece of it too. I like the idea of it, but I'm also the type of person that would kind of feel crappy if I didn't get it, and if I was someone who was struggling and was constantly feeling like I wasn't hitting the mark, and not getting the same incentive as some people were always getting, every month. But
right.
It's kind of like you win some, you lose some. You're going to have people that want it all the time, and you're going to have people that don't really like it. So
right.
That's maybe the alternating months, or doing it every few months, is a nice balance.
I love that. That is awesome. Before I share with you like an idea I had from what you just said, Lisa, does anyone have anything they want to add to this? Just unmute yourself. You good? All right. So we'll be talking again with the diamonds and star diamonds and leaders and stuff, but from what you just said, Lisa, I'm thinking about quarterly. Because if we did it quarterly, we can agree with the diamonds and star diamonds that a total number of Success Club points that you should have quarterly. And it would be something that we would all agree that's attainable, that out of the 3 months, that meant you hit Success Club at least 1 time, but you've also hit some other numbers, and that's encouraging you to feel like you can get there. You know what I mean? So
I love that. That's a great.
Yeah, we'll take that conversation to the diamonds and star diamonds. But this is what I wanted. I really want to have an incentive, but I want an incentive that's going to build people up, and have it be an incentive that people can reach. And having it over 3 months, I think is just brilliant, because it's really going to give people, all right, a longer time and just spacing out and really taking advantage of personal development and changing it up and doing everything they need to do to get there. So that's a great idea. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, that's it for our call. Unless anyone has anything else to add, we just wanted to wrap this last Team Cup call with just, making sure that we're not just all giving up. We're going to do what we can to end the month strong and see how many more people we can help out. And wherever we end up, we'll be proud of that,
Stay motivated, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay motivated. I hope you are.
So what I want to do, and I'm sure Shannon's going to do it, anyone who's ready to go, I know it's late and stuff, go for it. But Shannon and I will feel free to stay on the call if anybody wants to kind of chat more about anything. So you can say your goodbyes if you're ready to go, but if anybody wants to stay and talk, we're here to talk to you.
And I'll stop the recording right now so we can just do that.